should we urbanization, should we allow urbanization, migration to continue, or should we bring in interventions to change the direction of the entire process of growth and development? I think the equally exciting presentation, which we have not seen, the brief observations made by Dr. Galla, which is a totally different strategy. That's one issue on which probably CII need to really reflect. Why I am saying this is because jobs are available where economic activity is flourishing. You can't really think in terms of employment where economic activity is not taking place. It's what we call a 3E model: economy, employment, and then link up this with education and skill development. Well, we have a skill gap. We have also an equally important gap of aspiration, expectation on the one side, and availability on the other side, which all of us know that there are jobs in certain services. I think an observation made by somebody in the earlier session. Today, I think Mr. Dwivedi was making this observation. Youth, not only in India, the entire around the third world, they consider government employment as the only employment. And if you are looking at private sector employment, they would say, whether you call it white collar or IT, BPO, beyond that people are not really willing to move forward. It's a question of creating what we would call awareness among the people, saying that entering into the private sector at the low end is not end of the road, that's only the beginning of the process of economic empowerment. And if we are looking at what we have been talking about, inclusive and sustainable growth, well, employment is certainly the one and the only instrument, in my view, that will have a tremendous impact not only on the family but on the entire competitiveness and the productivity. But then the employment, again, it needs to be defined in relation to the sectors, in relation to the skills, and again, we cannot think in terms of employment unless you look at it in terms of productivity and acceptability to the private sector or to the industry. Government as a facilitator, particularly Government of Andhra Pradesh, look at whether it is Government of India GDP or GSDP, the state domestic product. I totally agree with Shri Sivakumar. If you look at the changing composition of GSDP between 2004 and 5 and 2011, 2004 and 5, agriculture was contributing to about 25% to the GSDP, but today it is 19.4%. Services has taken over that. Industry is still contributing about 25%. So therefore, if you are looking at equity dimension, you need to really focus on employment, orient your strategy. I strongly believe still in a market economy, Mr. Mohan Reddy was making an intervention about quality governance. Governance is still a critical element in the process of economic empowerment as well as accelerating economic growth. So from that standpoint, I think we need to really look at governance and take into consideration where people are. It's a basic inequity dimension. If 55 to 60 people are eking out their living in agriculture, agriculture contributing to only 19% of the state domestic product, you don't need any other explanation as far as the inequity is concerned. So therefore, I would say that you need to focus towards industrialization of agriculture. 60s, 70s we were talking about it.